everyone, it's CricketSong with Lunar Wisdom, and in this video I'm going to be discussing 5 common mistakes most witches make. Okay, 5 common mistakes most witches make. Now, this can be the new witch, the witch just starting off on her or his path, or it could be a witch coming back into practice after, a period of stagnation or after going through a transition and they are trying to reestablish their practice. These are common mistakes. They also could be common mistakes that witches who've been practicing for years in their established practice, and they still tend to make these mistakes. These are mistakes that I've seen, that I've made myself, and I've seen other witches that I've worked with or mentored or students of mine make these common mistakes. So if you're experiencing some challenges within your own craft, take a look at these and see if this might be something that you're doing that you can readjust so that your magic is more successful. Okay, so number 1, spending money on unnecessary items. Impulse spending. You're in a shop or you're online and you're looking at different things and you have the inclination to purchase an item, regardless of what that item is, and you buy it. And you take it home and it either just sits on your altar, or it just goes in the closet, or it just goes in a drawer and you never use it because you thought it was something you might use and it ends up just not. It was an impulse. So my suggestion here is when you are looking to purchase something or you have the desire to purchase something dealing with, your craft, your practice, ask yourself, what am I going to use this item for? Does this have a specific purpose within my practice, or is it something I just think looks cool or is pretty? I'm not saying don't ever buy anything. I'm not saying don't purchase pretty items. I'm saying don't purchase unnecessary items. So having a really grasp on what your witchcraft is, what it looks like, what your practice entails, will help you to make wise decisions when purchasing items, tools, whatever it is for your practice. Number 2, not keeping a record of your spell castings and magical workings. While this record keeping isn't for others, this record keeping is specifically for you, so that you are able to determine which spells and magical workings work best and why they worked for when they worked. So, jotting down the day, the time, what things you used, what ingredients, what tools, the location that you did the spell. This will all help you understand what the energy was of the things that you were working with, the places, the times, and also taking note of yourself, how you felt, what you were thinking, the words that you said, the gestures you used. This will all help you determine what made that spell or magical working successful, and if you didn't see a manifestation of your spell or magical working, what things you might want to look back at in order to consider why it didn't work. Number 3, taking other witches' words as truth, capital T. What I mean here is that sometimes if you have a mentor, or you have a favorite author or a favorite YouTube content creator, or you follow witches on Instagram or TikTok or Facebook or other social media, sometimes we can get in the habit of taking everything that this individual says as truth, capital T, that you don't question what they say, that you believe everything that they're providing or the words that they're saying, or you take their opinion as truth. This can really become hindering to your own witchcraft practice if you end up finding that you believe certain things that this individual doesn't, or your witchcraft works in a certain way that this individual's craft doesn't. You find that using a certain correspondence relates to a certain energy for you, but for this individual it doesn't. Then you're going to end up creating obstacles for yourself that really don't need to be there. So while even I have mentors and teachers and people that inspire me, content creators I follow and I really resonate with, I make sure that I question everything that they, say to me or present to me, and look at my own witchcraft and see if some of these things I can work with. And sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. But just because it's true for them doesn't mean it's true for me, capital T. And sometimes things that are true for me may not be true for anyone else. It doesn't mean it's wrong. It doesn't mean it's bad. It doesn't mean that I'm not doing it correctly. It means that I'm following my own path, but I am inspired and motivated by others. So taking other witches' words, regardless of who that witch is, as truth, capital T, can definitely be a mistake that many of us make. Number 4 really goes along with number 3. This is comparing your witchcraft to another witch's craft. Just like taking someone else's word for it as a truth, trying to mimic someone else's witchcraft is going to lead to some really big obstacles and challenges and will hinder your own craft. Because we are each individuals, even though we're connected by energy, we still have personalities, we have life experiences that we've had that really flavor our own vibrational energy and our own craft. So if I'm doing something, say I'm doing a prosperity spell, and I'm using certain ingredients and certain correspondences, and I'm doing it during a full moon on I don't know, maybe Friday, and it's really working well for me. But then I talk to Obsidian Fire, and I find that she's done a prosperity spell using different correspondences, different moon phases, different days of the week, and it's doing good for her, and she's reaping the outcomes of her spell. And then I start questioning my own spell, even though I'm reaping benefits from it. If I start trying to change things, I may not have the same results as Obsidian Fire does, because we are different witches. We're in different places on the planet. Our experiences have flavored our witchcraft, so it's different, even though there are commonalities between us. So it's important not to compare yourself. It's important not to compare your witchcraft to any other witches, because what's right, what's true, capital T, for you is not going to be the same for every other witch. And the last one, not doing the work. This is a big one. It's the last one I'm talking about, but it's one of the biggest mistakes I've seen many witches make. Not doing the work. That's the external work or the mundane work, as well as the internal work. Magic takes the path of least resistance, and it's easy to get caught up in a momentum of energy. So in doing the work, the external and the internal, you're building the momentum of your intention. If you're not doing this work, then the spell that you're going to cast or the magical working you're about to do is not going to flow as easily as if you did the work. I have videos discussing what the internal work is, and I'll link it in the information section of this video so you can look back at what I mean by internal work. And this includes the mundane or the external work. Doing candle magic for a job also entails you going out and putting out applications or submitting resumes to different places. That's the mundane or the external work, as well as casting that spell. So it's really vital and really important that everything is aligned towards your intention. internally, externally, and then actually casting the spell or doing the magical working. So those are my 5 most common mistakes witches make. I hope you found it helpful, and if you have any other suggestions on common mistakes that you've seen or you've witnessed or you've made, please put them down in the comments section of the video. Until next time, I love you. Mwah. Blessed be. Becoming Witch, Back to the Basics. Available on Amazon in paperback or Kindle.